Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. Hey, if you're a Bitcoin bear, you better watch out. You better watch out because the market is on fire. On fire. And I was telling you guys, even last night, how Bitcoin is about to crack this 41,000 ceiling, this resistance, and it has. And I do think there's a lot more room to grow. So let's take a look at what happened. Why is Bitcoin going up? Where is it going to go? And what you should do. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, except Friday nights. So I'm not going to be streaming tonight unless Bitcoin goes crazy. But that's why you want to hit that notification bell to get notified and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news articles and guides at cryptosrus.com. Hey, I feel the excitement. I know you guys too. I could see you guys are feeling good because you did not get fudded out. You stayed with me and you stayed with your crypto, more importantly, right? Dollar cost average low, hodl, and good things will come. And that is what's happening right now. Bitcoin is above 41,000. You know, it had tried and tried and tried. You can see it just pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing. Boom, finally we're up. Now, the important thing is to hold above. Okay, we have broken above before, but you could see that we actually got up a little bit higher than even the previous high, which was around 42.6, and that's where we are now. So can Bitcoin hold and go above? Well, it's certainly looking like it. And if it does, where can it go next? Well, I think this is where it's going to go. I'm just going to draw this out here. On the weekly 20 SMA, you can see that it is right at 43.8. 43.8 right there. And I've heard that's like the 200-day moving average for daily, but on the weekly, the 20, I think that's where Bitcoin will be tested next. So if it could hit 43.8 and it breaks above, watch out. Watch out. Because after that is 50,000 right around the corner. And after that, I mean, there's nothing. There's no breaks between 50 and 60,000. So if we can break through that, head to 50, we could be back at $60,000 in no time, maybe as soon as next week. This is how fast things move in the land of crypto, right? You may have 2 months of sideways movement. You may have some very bad periods, but then you're rewarded with your faith, your conviction with Bitcoin. You're rewarded handsomely by doing so, right? And also, a lot of people have been looking at MACD. Look at MACD down here for a weekly. It's pretty obvious that it is turning up and it's about to turn green, right? Many other indicators, stochastic RSI, also turning up. So on a weekly scale, if you're a TA guy, this is looking fantastic. This is about as good as it gets. And, you know, like for something like Golden Cross, well, on a daily, it hasn't formed yet, but on the 4 hour, it did a long time ago. So next up is a daily cross on the daily. And once that happens, well, that's even more good news, right? But overall, my motto has always been the same. You take advantage when you can, okay? You DCA or you buy the dips and you hold them. And you get rid of the FUD, you get rid of your emotions, you almost hold like your life depends on it. And when you do that, and the longer you hold for, the more you're going to get rewarded. Just like, I just found this based on someone's comment. Look at this. Peter Schiff may be turning the corner. This is the ultimate insult, though Peter Schiff says he's going to be a billionaire anyway soon. Hitched a ride on my neighbor's Brock Pierce's jet. If I only bought Bitcoin, even Peter Schiff recognizes that he lost out on billions and billions and billions and billions by not getting into Bitcoin in 2012 when he was introduced to it by Max Kaiser, and 2017 when he was making fun of it, 2020 when he was making fun of it, 2021 he was making fun of it. He may have to turn the corner soon. His son has, But, according to the interview he did with Pomp, he's going to become a billionaire anyway. So he could probably afford a jet if he wanted to. But anyways, all the bears, this is what they're feeling like right now. Okay, the bears, they will spread their FUD because they want to bring others down to their misery. This is why I always say ignore the FUD. There's so much of it out there, especially on social media, especially on during down days. Everyone will come out and try to bash everyone else that's in Bitcoin or whatever, right? But they're the ones that's just miserable and they missed out on everything. All right, so moving on, if you look at LCW, Live Coin Watch, it's over $1.7 trillion. And market cap is, Bitcoin dominance is still kind of steady around 45. It did not jump up. And look at it. It's across the board green. Almost everything is green. If you're holding something that's not green, then that's pretty not good. I'll just say that. Taking a look at my sample portfolio, it's looking pretty darn good too. Up $1,700 for last 30 days, up almost 28%, 27% within the last 30 days, and that's just simple DCA, $100 every week. Start with $5,000, right? So it doesn't matter if you start with $5,000, $1,000, $50,000, $5 million, right? So this would have been up 27% within 30 days. Not too shabby. All right. So what's driving things up? What's driving Bitcoin up? Well, obviously it's been down for so long. But also last night I mentioned this story, and I don't think people are paying enough attention to it. JP Morgan, led by one of the biggest Bitcoin bears out there, secretly opened up their new Bitcoin fund to their largest clients, bank clients and financial advisors. And this got me thinking. I put two and two together. When you have one of the biggest banks, the biggest bank out there that's offering Bitcoin fund to their wealthiest clients, that tells me they probably bought enough Bitcoin. They've probably been accumulating and they feel like they have enough, right? Remember, I showed you guys this before, all exchanges net flow. And recently we had some big, tremendous moves. Yes, we had a big inflow here, but take a look at these outflows. Where did this go? Where did these Bitcoins go? This is billions upon billions of dollars, right? It went somewhere. So could be to JP Morgan's fund or someone else, right? We just don't know. We don't have enough data at this point, but you just have to put two and two together. If JP Morgan and others, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and everyone else is starting to offer Bitcoin, not to retail investors, to their wealthiest investors and clients, you got to figure, first of all, there's a ton of interest. And second of all, they had to have bought a lot of Bitcoin to be able to offer it, right? So it just makes a whole lot of sense. And this is why if you look at the opposite, the friendliest man on earth, Scott Miner, who loves to give out warnings on his Twitter, especially about Bitcoin for an investment company that doesn't have a whole lot of Bitcoin. The CIO of it loves to give messages warning about doomsday events that may be coming for Bitcoin. So if you scroll down a little bit, here we go. July 16th. Look at what he wrote. Technicians rule to remember with Bitcoin. Every time a support level is tested, it becomes weaker. That means the support for 30,000 may soon fail. He's the kindest man on earth because he wants to let you guys know that Bitcoin support for 30,000 can fail, right? So you need to get out. That's the warning. That was just a few weeks ago. And then you go back a little bit further here, being such a friendly man, here's another warning. Look for more declines in crypto as Bitcoin breaks through support. Next likely support is 20,000. Again, very friendly warning to all Bitcoiners that Bitcoin is going to head lower. So why do you think Scott Miner is so friendly and giving out all this nice advice about Bitcoin? Well, it seems to me that this is part of FUD. This is part of him and others that may have not accumulated Bitcoin or enough Bitcoin. Because I know Scott Miner has gone on record, went on TV, and have stated that they've been trying to get SEC approval to get Bitcoin into their funds. And I believe it still hasn't happened. So it just makes a whole lot of sense that he wants to keep things low as much as possible. So that's why I like to look at things like this. Okay, you just have to put two and two together and just really analyze what is really going on behind the scenes. So, all right, so there's those things. What else is there? Something that's very positive indirectly. Oh, by the way, I missed some super chats there. Someone asked me about, Michael says, I didn't FUD out, totally calm this whole dip. DCA, keep calm, and George on. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Michael. And what else? Can you expand on ACH, which has been on fire? On fire. I gotta admit that. And it's unstoppable at this point. What is your short-term prediction on ADA? Short-term prediction, pretty good. I'd say by the end of the year, it should be able to reach $10. Should. And it could go beyond that depending on where Bitcoin lands up. All right. What else is there? Well, the new infrastructure bill, the one that has caused a lot of FUD recently about taxes and KYC on miners and developers and stakers. Well, the Congress people that are supportive of Bitcoin, they're trying to remove those entities from this. So this is mostly on exchanges, but not, private wallets or a mining wallet and stuff like that. However, it's important to note that this new infrastructure bill will add another $250 billion to the debt that we already incurred in the U.S. And if you look at this is just a staggering amount. This is trillions, by the way. Trillions, not millions, not billions. And you can see in 2020, it looked like from 2016, 2018, going to 2019, our debt was actually coming down and things were looking okay until 2020 hit, and then boom, we doubled our deficit, over 4 trillion printed, and another 256 billion about to be added. Okay, where's this money coming from? Nowhere. It's just the Fed punching some numbers into the computer, and it gets distributed, right? And on top of this, there's actually more. There's actually a lot more. The U.S., the Federal Reserve is like the biggest bondholder, I think, out there too. So, I mean, there's a lot of printing and buying. But anyways, what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, this is one of the reasons why all the billionaires out there is buying Bitcoin, because this is not good. When you have $4 trillion added to the overall supply of money, right? It's a temporary stopgap. It's a temporary thing to drive up the market, drive up the economy, give people their share. But, when this is over, then people will realize, wow, everything has inflated. Food costs is substantially higher. Living expenses, houses are substantially higher. And of course, you look at assets, anything, stocks, Bitcoin, crypto, everything is so much higher, right? The only thing that's not higher is the dollar. And that keeps decreasing over time, right? So this is why, on a grand scale of things, this is horrible for the U.S. government. For the U.S. people, I should say. But it's good for asset holders like you guys and me. Anyone that's holding hard assets, especially crypto, which has outperformed every other asset within the last decade. This is a good thing for us. And there's going to be more of this in the future. What else is there? Bitcoin's hash rate continues to go up. The miners are not stupid. They're turning up as much mining hash power as they can. So the hash rate is going up, so that's also very positive. And, of course, ETH and EIP 1559 with the burning, well, that continues, and it's creeping up again, about 6 ETH burned per minute, and overall, about 5,600 already been burned. And this will only get higher and higher and higher and higher. So, overall, this has been a success so far. I mean, this makes This makes a difference, but of course it doesn't solve congestion overall. In fact, it doesn't help with congestion at all. But according to Vitalik and team, ETH 2.0 should be done by the end of this year. In fact, they have made it so that difficulty bomb will actually start by December. So they're saying, hey, it has to. It has to be done by December, and we'll see. So there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done at all. All right. What is this burn site? etherchain.org/burn. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in comments here. There we go. Man, I've been seeing messages in here. It says message deleted by Google moderator team. I mean, YouTube moderators are watching my channel, I guess, to make sure that this is not a scam channel. Interesting. All right. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. Overall, today's a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. Now, I did say we have to hold above 41, right? So we did break above 41. We did break above 42. Next stop is about 44. I showed you guys. So we do have to break above that. So if we can hold here, consolidate a little bit, and continue forward, it could definitely come. And the volume just spiked out of nowhere, right? So there's a lot of buying going on right now. So today, the rest of today, and this weekend could be absolutely fantastic. All right, let's do some Q&A. Nicholas says, have you heard about World of Women NFT project? Gary Vee and Logan Paul has bought into some. I have not. I think I heard of Gary Vee buying into it, but I'm not sure what that project is. So I'll have to look into it. What's your stand on LTC? The same as before. Just go buy Bitcoin. I much rather hold Bitcoin than Litecoin at this point. I got fooled. Earlier this year because Litecoin seemed like it was gaining on Bitcoin. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is time to get in on Litecoin. Well, everything fell down and then Litecoin showed its colors. It can't stand up like Bitcoin. And it's just dropping further and further down the list. Yesterday, I was watching a StarCraft 2 tournament. And it's supposedly Litecoin is a sponsor. So on the floor, they had a Litecoin symbol. But stuff like that just doesn't really help them and help people buy more of it. So if you're thinking about Litecoin, just go with Bitcoin. Johnson, appreciate it. Mark says Coinbase account frozen. How to stop reoccurring buys? Just tell your bank to stop it then. If you can't get them to stop it, then tell your bank to do so. Or tell your credit card to do so. I don't know how you have it set up. Can VeChain go to $1? I certainly think so. Where's VeChain at? It's about 10 cents. 10x from here? Yeah, I think so. $120 Big Mac. You make fun of that, but I have no doubt that that's coming. I mean, when I was growing up, burgers were still $1, but they were like 3 times the size. I remember. I mean, you could get Whoppers. It was like 5 for $5 or something. Right now, Whopper is like $5 itself, and the patty and everything has shrunken. And same thing with everything else. I mean, food has really gotten more expensive, although fast food places try to make you feel like it hasn't gotten more expensive because they try to keep the dollar menu for the most part. But the patties of burgers and what you're getting is so much smaller than before. So $20 Big Mac, I can see that. Zach says 42K breach. Is anyone's guess what the price will be on December 31st? I predict 200K, which means ETH to 8 to 10K and BNB at 12. Yeah, everything. Okay, I've been talking about how Ethereum could decouple from Bitcoin by the end of the year. It could, but right now it hasn't yet. I mean, overall, the market is still led by Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, let's say 5x from here, okay? That would place it above 200,000. ETH and BNB and Cardano and even Doge and DOT and Uniswap, all these guys, they will be at least 5 times higher. All coins, that's just how it works. All coins, especially during pumps and FOMO times, they will move faster than Bitcoin because they're just cheaper and retail people FOMO in. And there's just going to be a lot of it, right? So if Bitcoin could go up 5x, all these other ones could go up 10x, 15x, 20x, especially the smaller cap ones. All right, scrolling down. Now I finally caught up. I was answering all the questions. So some of you guys may be wondering, where am I getting questions? I scrolled up as far as I can to answer those questions. Now I'm starting to catch up here. Oh yeah, people asked me about TrueFi yesterday pumping up, and then I was like, I don't know why, maybe a pump group. No, because Alameda, I looked it up. Alameda and A16Z invested into TrueFi. That's why they pumped up. It was like a $13 million investment. That was actually pretty good. TrueFi is an interesting DeFi project where they give out uncollateralized loans, but as a staker, you get to participate and vote on whether or not they should do that and who to do it with. So it's an interesting concept. That's actually how Aave started. Could you talk about the crypto bill introduced yesterday, how it might affect the market? Steven, I think I did that. Basically, what you need to know is it's adding more. It's adding, did I close it? It's adding a lot more money it's adding a lot more deficit, a lot more debt. And that's not a good thing. And we don't even have the money to pay for that. So it's fantastic for Bitcoin because the dollar will devalue more and all assets will inflate more and go up higher in value. That's really what it comes down to. Do you think Tether could end up as a scam? It could, but I don't think they're that stupid. So they know they're under radars. A lot of regulators are looking at them. You know, if I was them, I would try to shore up any lost or hidden or any kind of funds that may be questionable, right? But, you know, the good thing is the open market is kind of dictating things right now because USDC has been climbing up the ranks. Same thing with BUSD. You know, exchanges, wallet makers, projects, they're more embracing these other stable coins rather than USDT, which is why this has not moved in quite some time, the overall supply, right? So it may just settle itself, that everyone just moves to something that's more reputable, and Paxos and Gemini USD, and there's so much others. Am I following a smart contract summit hosted by Chainlink right now? Well, obviously no, because I'm streaming. Thoughts on Wanchain? I haven't looked at Wanchain in a long time. They're all about, I think Wanchain is all about a supply chain, I believe, right? No, they're about DeFi. I'm thinking about Walton Chain. Wanchain is about DeFi. They have a lot of, you know, a whole DeFi ecosystem out there, but there's not a whole lot of people using them. Can you please check out VPunk's NFT on VeChain? I will, but not right now. There's so many of these punks out there. You know, there's Polygon punks, Solana punks, COVID punks. There's so many out there. I think it's gonna wear itself out. I mean, there's only so many NFT punks that people will buy. So I'm not so sure it's good into FOMO into those. Super Google to the moon. Yes, to the moon. What? Oh, I missed out on chat here. Rango says, watch the crypto video from 2018. How we thought BTC would be at 200K by now, humbling. Well, the year's not over yet. It's not. I mean, I still remember I still remember our days below 10,000, right? We hovered at 6,000 for like 6 months. Then finally we started trending up. It was good. And then we got up to 14K, and then we had a fake out again. I mean, it was bad before. What we experience right now is nothing compared to before, right? But we held hope that Bitcoin will break 20,000 and head higher. And these numbers like 100,000, which seemed at one point just like a fantasy, doesn't seem like a fantasy anymore. It seems like it's a sure thing. I mean, we were at 64,000 already, and 100,000 is not that far off, right? So to me, we're definitely still on the gravy train. I don't think Bitcoin is stopping. I think it's go ahead much higher. We'll still see volatilities. We may still see some up and downs and sideways movement, but we still have 4 months left in this year, and who's to say that the end of this year will be it? This could definitely continue on into 2022. Stellar. I'm not a fan of Stellar. I say that because I just don't know what their plan is. I know they're trying to get more into DeFi. They're more of a currency play, but they're trying to get into DeFi because they do have the capability to handle smart contracts, and they are a DAG. But I don't know. I take that back. I don't know if they're a DAG. No, I think they might be a blockchain. But I just don't know what their like future purpose is, like what their main goal is. I know what XRP's main goal is. I don't know what Stellar's main goal is. Andre, thoughts and price prediction on Yearn and Ren. Those are two projects, unfortunately, that I'm not involved with. A lot of these projects, I just never had interest. Yearn is DeFi. Ren is, I think, synthetic token creation. So I can't really tell you. I don't keep up with them. VeChain says, I don't think institutions are going to sell. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. This list right here? I've shown you guys this list many times. These public trade companies, right? For the most part, these guys are not going to be selling. Even Tesla, even Elon's company, Tesla, doesn't seem like they're going to sell. And most of these companies, right, are involved with Bitcoin in some way. So these guys are not going to sell at all. And then you look at, private companies like Block One and Tezos. I mean, they're not going to sell. Mass Mutual, one of the most conservative companies out there, they're not going to sell. And then the ETFs, I guess technically they could be sold if Grayscale Bitcoin Trust converts to an ETF, and then they could sell. I guess that could be. But right now, we don't have to worry about that. And all these guys, they're not selling. It's only increasing. Bitcoin, the purpose Bitcoin ETF, this number keeps going up because more and more people want exposure to Bitcoin. And same thing with this 3iQ CoinShares Bitcoin ETF. It keeps going up and up and up. So these guys are not selling. And this is already a representative of 7% of the overall supply out of 21 million. We're not even at 21 million. And this is not taking into account the lost Bitcoins. So this is already representing well over 10% already. And this is not, and this is really nothing compared to the early people that got in or the miners. So, I mean, Bitcoin is just really scarce. At some point, sometimes it doesn't seem like it. I know when things are down, people are like, yeah, there's so much buying. Why is it not going up? Because you know what? They're buying OTC market. They're purposely buying to do not drive the price up. Why would buyers want to drive the price up? They want to buy as much as they can, right? But all the manipulation and price suppression and all this stuff, right? That's happening with the whales that are doing on spot exchanges or derivative exchanges that's causing things to happen. So, Kudoge, I'm not going to even look at that. It just sounds silly. DNA Tech says, I'm late. Don't put me in timeout. Do I run a compressor and limiter on my audio? No, I don't. I don't run fancy audio. I just got the best USB one that you can get. This one right here. It's called HyperX. I've started seeing other streamers use this microphone. It's pretty good as long as you're close to it. It's like $300 on Amazon or something like that. I'm kind of neutral on H bar. I think they're fine, but the way they make their decisions with their console and everything, it's just, I don't know, a little too corporate, I guess. AMP hasn't moved yet. Good time to get in. Well, AMP is a fantastic project, but they have moved a lot within the last however many months. So they have jumped up quite a bit. But right now, I think they're just holding steady at 2.5. That's about right for AMP. I think that's about right. That's a good position for them. Can they go higher? Sure. But I think that's a good point to kind of stall a little bit. So if you want to DCA into AMP, could be a good time. Where did you get that Nike Hodl picture? I actually created that. I just downloaded the picture and created my own canvas. Yeah, ACH. I hate to bring up ACH because it has pumped up so much, but I did a sponsor segment with them 2 days ago. They got added on Coinbase. They formed a partnership with Binance Pay, and they are like moonshotting right now. And the funny thing is, their overall market cap is still relatively small. But Alchemy Pay is just really on fire. Can they go in the same path as AMP? Possibly. They already have integration with Shopify and many other Asian merchants, and they haven't been listed on Binance yet, which could drive them higher. But yeah, they do actually look like a legit project. But I have not been showing them because I don't want you guys to FOMO, and it has just been like on a tear. Phil, I don't hear about anyone talking about Justin Sun anymore. In fact, I heard he was thinking about retiring from crypto because maybe like external forces forcing him to do that. But there was rumors that he may be retiring. I don't know if that's true or not. Did you buy this into NFTs now? Although I don't hear any projects on top of them. They're into IDs now, digital IDs, tokenization, smart contracts. The capabilities there. There's a few smaller dApps, but I don't hear about a lot of dApps coming on board. BPro caught my attention, Matt says. Almost 400% return from its low. Yep, BPro has done really well. In my portfolio, in the sample portfolio, I'm just going to throw a moonshot, small micro cap in there, and that's done really well. I think I only put in $20, $20 or $30 when I started this, and it's at 113. So you could do the math. Yeah, that's about 300%, 300 or 400%. So yeah, BPro has come up really nicely, although it's still far off from its previous high. But I think it could get back up there. Tezos owns 1 billion in Bitcoin. Is that bullish for future of Tezos? I mean, yes and no. No one in crypto values a project based on profits or earnings or holdings right now, right? No one bases off of it. It's kind of a Wild West in terms of how you value a project. So Tezos and EOS have an enormous amount of Bitcoin, but does that automatically make them worth that much? Really, it's driven by speculation and usage and adoption. And Tezos just seems to be a little behind right now. All right. I think that's pretty much it. You know what? Bitcoin's holding very well. Very well. It looked like it wanted to come down. Now it's coming back up again. I mean, I told you guys at the beginning, Bitcoin breaks through this 20 SMA on the weekly, which is right over here. Where is that? 43.8? Let's just say 44. If Bitcoin gets there, breaks through this, you're going to have a massive short squeeze, and I think 50,000 will be around the corner then. Like, it will be like pretty quick. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the number of liquidated bears today. Not looking good, and it's still increasing, right? And this is just with BTC. So don't be a bear. If you are, watch out, because not good things is going to happen to you in the future. AJ, thank you. All right, I'll let you guys go. Overall, today is a fantastic day. The overall market has gone up in a big way. Bitcoin is going a big way. Can it continue further? Yes. Yes, it definitely can. Oh, by the way, since it's Friday and you guys are watching me, I'm going to reward you guys with this. So many of you guys know I do have a giveaway, 5 ETH giveaway. That's quite a lot. That's already what? Over $20,000 and 4,000 nulls. But within here, for the entries, I have, you know, a whole bunch of social media stuff that you guys just have to check out and watch. But there's a video secret code that I will show you a video. It's a 3-character code to get 100 entries. But the bigger one is a 6-month secret code, which I have given 2 digits out already. I started in June, gave one, July gave one, and it's August. So now it's time to give out the August one, if I can find it. Hold on one second. And I'm only going to do it once. I won't give it out ever again. So if you missed it, unfortunately, you have to rewatch all my videos back in June and July to get it. But for the month of August, yes, I have it. For the month of August, the digit is 5. 5. Okay? So there's 3 more coming. There's 2 that was given out that I will not repeat, but the third one is 5. That is for this. But for this other secret code, well, here's the biggest clue I could give you guys. All right, I'll show you this video. It has the clue, and I'm not going to stream tonight unless Bitcoin pumps up significantly to like 50,000. And sure, I'm going to stream. But tonight, I'm going to take a rest and not stream. So then, if I don't see you guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. All right. Have a good one, guys, and enjoy.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.